I'm Michael Riesenbeck, I'm a guitar player. I'm endorsing ABG software, very cool company. What I want to show you today is what you need in order to use the software that ABG makes to create a really cool guitar sound. So some prerequisites: you need a guitar, a cable, you need a sound card. I prefer one with the ACO possibilities, which makes the latency as small as possible. Latency is basically the time needed from the point where you hit a note until you hear it on the sound card. And you will need a pick, maybe, except if you're Brian May or Mark Knopfler. And you need a couple of working fingers. I would advise a couple of 10, something like that. 5 will work, but how to, you know. And you need a piece of software, which can be like Sonar or Reaper or Cubase or Cakewalk or whatever. I'm using Ableton Live, which I find a nice program, but you can use whatever you want. Reaper is a very popular one. It's very cheap and very complete. What I'm going to show you is how to add the effects which I need for this particular song. This is not a guitar instructional video. This is an instructional video for ABG. So I want to show you how to use the plugins. I'm adding a track, so I'm getting a clean sound. I'm going directly from the guitar into the sound card. So what I have is this sound. So really clean, no effects. The thing is that if you record also the clean sounds into your program. So you're not actually recording the distorted sounds, which means that you can always later on, if you change your mind, change the distortion or the effects or whatever you want to use. So I'm now adding the virtual guitar amp called DIG 2.5 to the software. It sounds like this. Nice already, but it's a bit clinical, I'd say. It doesn't sound as warm as from a real hardware amp, so I always add a little to it. The thing I add is called an impulse. An impulse is basically a little snapshot of a sound, you could say. If you can imagine that you record a sound from a certain cabinet, it has some certain frequencies on it. So for instance, a Fox cabinet sounds more woolly and more warm than maybe a diesel cabinet. You can have this sound and add, like I did, a Fox impulse to it, so you get more of a warmer sound, which I prefer. If I take the sound I have already and I add the impulse, you will hear the difference. I'm adding the impulse. So you hear a big difference in the sound. So it's more of like a real live Marshall stack put on 20, like, or 11 as in Spinal Tap. So it gives you more of that real cabinet feel. With every effect you use, even with an impulse, and even with a virtual guitar simulation amp, You lose frequencies which you have if you have like a real Marshall stack or whatever, so a real cabinet. So what you want to do is to have a piece of software which basically brings back the stuff you lose, so the frequencies you lose, into the sound, which is the cap enhancer, also from ABG. You will notice it's a little bit less loud, but that's what I need if I want to record it properly. So this is without the cap enhancer. I'm adding the cap enhancer. Also the noise is gone, so it's a really cool noise gate also in it. And this is how it sounds now. So it changes the sound also, as you hear. It depends on what you like. I like to have it like this. So I'm weird, but I'm fully clothed. So this sounds nice already. So it's a bit of showing off for you. Then I want to have the delay. I usually use a delay when recording also, because I like what it does with the feedback I get, and it makes it more live to my ears. So I'm going to play back a solo I already did for the ABG video demo song. So I will just improvise, so it will sound like shit probably, but it will give you a little bit of an idea of what you can do. And the other sound you hear is the exact same setting.